Hello students. So in the last class, up to last class, we have studied the determination of the rate of reaction by using four different theories. Now we will determine the rate constant experimentally by using one of the method, that is called polarimetric method. So for that we are going to take one of the example, that is we are studying the chemical reaction called the inversion of cane sugar. So for that reaction follows first order kinetics, and we have to determine the rate constant for that inversion of cane sugar. So we will write the reaction, that is cane sugar means sucrose C12H22O11. So this on hydrolysis in presence of acid as catalyst. This is called cane sugar or sucrose. Cane sugar or sucrose. So this on hydrolysis in presence of acid as a catalyst gives rise to C6H12O6. It is called glucose, and C6H12O6, it is called fructose. Okay. So we are studying the rate of this reaction. We are determining the rate constant of this chemical reaction by using the polarimetric method. So what is this polarimeter? So polarimeter is nothing but one of the instrument we can measure the rotation of plane polarized light. That means we can identify whether the compound is a dextrorotatory or a levorotatory by using the instrument called polarimeter. So by using this method, we can measure the rate of this chemical reaction, or the rate constant of this chemical reaction. So for that, first we have to take this sucrose. So this sucrose on hydrolysis in presence of natural gives to glucose and fructose can be taken as a pseudo first order reaction, because this pseudo first order reaction is having a molecularity found to be 2, because sucrose 1 mole of substance is involved and also water also involved by 1 unit. So 1 plus 1 can be taken as 2. The molecularity is found to be 2 and the order is equal to 1. So why the order of this chemical reaction is found to be 1? Because sucrose is taken in limited quantity and water is taken in excess. Any substance which is taken in excess, for that the order does not depend on that substance. Since water is taken in excess, order does not depend upon the amount of water, it depends only on the amount of sucrose. Hence the order of this reaction can be taken as 1. Molecularity is going to be 2 and order is equal to 1. It is an example of pseudo first order reaction. Next, so why we have to take this polarimetric method? Why we have to follow this polarimetric method? Because this sucrose or the cane sugar is a dextrorotatory compound. So what is a dextrorotatory compound? A compound which rotates the plane polarized light towards right side can be taken as a dextrorotatory, and any substance which rotates the plane polarized towards the left can be taken as a levorotatory. So this cane sugar or sucrose can be taken as a dextrorotatory compound. Here glucose is also a dextrorotatory compound and fructose is a levorotatory compound. So on chemical reaction, this dextrorotatory compound is converted into levorotatory compound, because the rotation of the plane polarized light by the glucose is less compared to the fructose. So here the rotation of plane polarized light for sucrose is found to be 66.5. It is found to be plus 1, that is dextrorotatory compound. The rotation of plane polarized light, the angle of rotation is found to be 52.5 for the glucose and minus 92 for the fructose. So during the chemical reaction now, the dextrorotatory compound has been converted into the levorotatory compound. So the dextrorotatory rotation of the plane polarized right from dextro to levo, from right to left will takes place. So that the angle of rotation is to be measured at different time intervals. So during the chemical reaction we have to measure the angle of rotation of the plane polarized light. So from it takes place from dextro to levo. So for that what we have to do is, first we have to prepare one of the cane sugar solution. So what we have to do, we will prepare 20% of cane sugar solution. Cane sugar solution. So 20% of cane sugar solution is to be taken. That means 20 ml of cane sugar is dissolved in 100 ml of water, so that we are going to get 20% of cane sugar solution, and this 20% of cane sugar solution is to be preserved by adding thymol. So why we need to add thymol? That means this cane sugar is having some nature, it will undergo fermentation. To avoid the fermentation, we have to make this substance to get preserved. So for that we are going to add a thymol. A small drop of thymol is to be added into this cane sugar solution for the preservation. Next, among this 20% solution of cane sugar, we are going to take 20 ml of this cane sugar solution, and we will add this 20 ml into 100 ml of 0.5 normal HCl. So this HCl is acting as a catalyst. So we have taken 20 ml of cane sugar and we are taking water in excess. Hence the order does not depend upon the concentration of water. So we have taken 20 ml of this 20% cane sugar solution and 100 ml of 0.5 normal HCl. So these to be mixed with one another. We will mix the two solutions into one another. So at the same time we have to start the stop clock. Stopwatch is to be started. So after mixing these two solutions we have to start the stop clock. So and this mixture is to be poured into polarimeter tube. So after the pouring of that mixture into polarimeter tube, we can measure the angle of rotation. So first we will measure the angle of rotation. The alpha can be taken as the angle of rotation at the beginning of the reaction. So after the addition of that mixture into the polarimeter tube, at the same time we will measure the angle of rotation, what the value which is obtained in the polarimeter. That is measured as alpha naught. Alpha naught can be taken as the angle of rotation at the beginning. And at different time intervals, in the interval of 5 minutes. So that means at a 0 time interval 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30 like that. In the interval of 5 minutes we will measure the angle of rotation, which is found to be alpha t. And we will allow the reaction mixture for the completion of the reaction. After completion of the reaction, again we will measure the angle of rotation, which is found to be alpha infinity. So where alpha naught can be taken as the angle of rotation at 0 time interval or at the beginning of the reaction, and alpha t is the angle of rotation at different time intervals in the interval of 5 minutes. So and alpha infinity can be taken as the angle of rotation at the infinite time or at the completion of the reaction. So after measuring all these, we have to take, since this reaction follows first order kinetics, we have to take the rate constant expression, integral form of rate expression, that is going to be k is equal to 2.303 divided by t log of a divided by e minus 6. So where a is called the initial concentration, X is nothing but the amount of reactant converted into product, and A minus X is nothing but the amount of reactant left over. Now, so to calculate the value of A, this A can be calculated in terms of these three. That is alpha naught, alpha t, and also alpha infinity. By using these three, we can calculate the value of A, X, and also A minus X. So how can we calculate the value of A? So A is calculated by taking the difference between alpha naught and alpha t. So alpha infinity. That is alpha naught minus alpha infinity we will consider. To get the value of A, so we will take the difference between alpha naught and alpha infinity, so that we are going to get the value of A, which is nothing but the initial concentration of reactant. So how can we calculate the value of X? So by taking the difference between alpha naught minus alpha t, we get the value of X. And how can we find out the value of A minus X? We know the value of A and also we know the value of X. We will take the difference between these two, that is A minus X is equal to the value of A is alpha naught minus alpha infinity minus of X value is alpha naught minus alpha. So alpha naught minus alpha infinity. So we will multiply from negative sign, minus alpha naught minus plus alpha. So minus alpha naught plus alpha naught get cancels with one another. A minus X is equal to alpha t minus alpha infinity. So the value of A minus X is known and the value of A is also known. We will substitute these two values in this equation. That is K is equal to 2.303 divided by T. So what is the value of A? Log of alpha naught minus alpha infinity divided by alpha t minus alpha infinity. So by taking this equation, we will measure the value of rate constant at different time intervals. Since the value of rate constant at different time intervals is found to be constant value, we can say that this reaction, that is inversion of cane sugar, can be taken as a pseudo first order reaction, and also it follows the first order kinetics. So in this way we can find out the rate constant value for the inversion of cane sugar. We can also determine the value of K by using the graphical method. So now we will find out the value of rate constant for this inversion of cane sugar graphically. So by graphically also, by using the graph also, we can find out the rate constant for this inversion of cane sugar. So for that we need this equation. So after cross multiplication we are going to get Kt in the left side, and to remove this 2.303 we have to convert log to base 10 into log to base e. So then we will write ln, that is log to base e, by removing 2.303. That is ln alpha naught minus alpha t remains as it is, the numerator and also denominator. Next, this we will split this in the right side, so that this is of the form log a by b. We will split it into log a minus log b form, log a minus log b. That is ln a minus ln b. Next, after rearrangement, that means ln alpha naught minus alpha t is equal to. So we will write here, and we will move this one to the another side, so that Kt, this value negative is having moving from one side to another side, it will become plus value, that is ln alpha t minus alpha infinity. So this equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So on rearrangement of the above equation, we are going to get this equation. This equation obtained is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So in place of y, there is the presence of ln alpha naught minus alpha infinity, and m is nothing but the slope. The slope of that line obtained gives the value for the rate constant t, and x we have to take t towards the x-axis, and intercept along y-axis gives the value of ln alpha t minus alpha infinity. Now we will plot a graph of ln alpha naught minus alpha time intervals along x-axis. We are going to get a straight line graph. So we will take the inclination, angle of inclination of this straight line. So that we are going to get theta. Theta is for the angle of inclination. We will take the tan of this theta. Tan theta gives the slope of this line. So the slope of the line gives the value of tan theta. So which is nothing but the value of the rate constant. So in this way also we can find out the rate constant for the inversion of cane sugar by using the graphical method.